Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese. And you know what? We had a little Thanksgiving, week off where, the guys were away, guys were sleeping, guys were at work, guys were at ball hockey. We had a little Thanksgiving Canada week off over here, but we still made our games. We still played our games, and now we're back to make our picks and to have fights with each other. So get ready because we have Jose Carlos Gomes in the house, the 49er fan, and we have Tony Barbosa, the Colts fan, and they're going to be going at it because they're both 3-3, and we still don't know why. But we're going to discuss that during the show. Now, for the records last week, Tony Barbosa, who's sitting there and can't hide his smile, was 12-2. Jose Gomes 11-3, myself 11-3, and Gil at 10-4. Jose with an overall record of 63-29. Tony and myself at 54-38, and Gil at 51-41. That puts Jose ahead by 9 games after week 6. So let's get to week 7. Jose doing a great job. We all had good weeks last week, but it's time to catch up now. As Jose said, we got to catch up. So, only 2 teams on bye weeks. That means we have 15 games. Guys, are you ready to make your picks?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's start with the Thursday nighter, the Denver Broncos, who ran into a team in the Chargers that can run the ball and play good defense. With Justin Herbert, they managed to go to Denver and win. They play a New Orleans team that is completely falling apart, that allowed 51 points to who I told everyone was going to be the champs in that division, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have an MVP candidate in Baker Mayfield, ripping apart defenses every week, including beating the Detroit Lions this year. So watch out for the Bucs.
Calm down, buddy. Calm down, because Atlanta Falcons is in the race too. Joe, calm down.
Yeah, Atlanta's in the race by their skin of their teeth because they're winning games
Yeah,
in the
okay.
last second. But
Yeah,
we'll
but it
yeah.
doesn't matter. They win the games. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to Atlanta. We'll get to Atlanta. Anyway, it's Denver at New Orleans. New Orleans is destroyed by injuries right now. A bunch of guys are out. Kamara, thank goodness, is playing for my fantasy team. But having said that, even though Denver doesn't have Patrick Surtain, I think their defense is going to be enough to win this game. I'm taking the Broncos to win in New Orleans. New Orleans just can't stop anybody, and they have no offense. They have their top 2 receivers and Derek Carr out. It's going to be Kamara or bust, and I think it'll be bust. So I got the Broncos. Jose, who do you got?
2 rookie quarterbacks playing. The Saints are dismantled with injuries on offense. It's going to be a low-scoring game, but I'll take the Denver Broncos as well. I think they'll squeak one out on the last-minute field goal.
Barbosa.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Broncos. Like both of you guys are saying, the Saints are free falling. They started with big wins against the Cowboys, and on week 2 they also beat. Who did they beat at home? It was a big win for them.
They beat down Carolina and the Cowboys week 1 and week 2.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're both shit, so we know why they won
Yeah,
those
they're
games.
ever since then, they haven't been playing that great. And all of a sudden, Kamara is starting to get frustrated. So I don't know what's going on there. In saying that, with injuries and all that, I am going to take the Broncos also.
Gil is also on the Broncos, so we're all on the Broncos for that game. Let's get to the London affair as the New England Patriots, now starting Drake May, go to Jacksonville to take on the awful Jaguars. This is an ugly game of 1-5 teams. Good luck picking this one. Let's start with Barbosa. Who do you got in this ugly bowl?
I'm just going to go with the Patriots. I seen Drake May. He played pretty good. I didn't think it was too bad. It's just the defense couldn't stop anybody. And the Jaguars, I don't know what's going on with the Jaguars. The only team they can beat is my Colts, because that's, for some reason, that's all they know how to beat. So I'm going to take the Patriots.
All right, so Barbosa has the Patriots. Jose, who do you got?
just like the Jaguars. You know how they always beat the Colts because they're both shitty teams. So in saying that, I'm gonna take the Jags. They always do for a win in the England. Last week they got their asses kicked. I think this week they have to play better, or else somebody's gonna get canned. Somebody's gonna get fired. So in saying that, I'm gonna take the Jags. They're already there. They're rested already there. New England's got to fly there this week. So in saying that, I'm gonna take the Jags.
Had this game been in New England, I would consider taking the Patriots because the Jacksonville defense is horrific. They got without Travis Etienne. They just got bombarded by the Bears last week. I mean, just annihilated by the Bears. They make mistake after mistake, drop balls all over the place. But I'm going to take Jacksonville for exactly what Jose just said, and that is they have the advantage of being in London for the entire week, whereas New England has to travel there. I will say that I expect New England to have a good game. Offensively, Drake May looked okay last week, and they certainly looked better with him over Brissett. And Jacksonville's defense is horrible, so expect a high-scoring game that Jacksonville wins, like they did over Indy in the last second, 37-34. Gil Santos, who is not here today because he was late coming home from work, has the Jag E-Wires as well. Now let's get to a team that somehow found a way to lose to a Colts team that had a million players injured and a 39-year-old quarterback, the Tennessee Titans, who are going to Buffalo to take on the Bills, who beat the absolute embarrassment that is the pathetic New York Jets, who missed 2 field goals and had Aaron Rodgers throwing teammates under the bus again for his interceptions. Just an awful football team that fired their coach because Aaron Rodgers is running a horrible team and an organization. I got the Bills because Tennessee just can't do anything offensively with Will Levis. And until they put Mason Rudolph in, I'm not going to believe in their offense. Tony Pollard might have a good game. It won't be enough, though, against Josh Allen and the Bills. Jose, who do you got?
I'm gonna take Buffalo too. Like I said, if the only time they started Mason Rudolph, they won the game against Miami. Uh, this Will Levis is shit. He's just like the Levi's jeans, the waste of money. So if I can take him out and put Mason Rudolph, you have a better chance. In saying that, I'm taking Buffalo. I think Buffalo, now that they got Amari Cooper, it's going to help Josh Allen throw the ball a little bit more. Now they can open up more the run game as well. So I'm in saying that, I'm taking Buffalo.
Barbosa, I've picked on some owners for some dumb signings, but the Titans releasing Derrick Henry and giving all that money to Calvin Ridley might be worse than some of the moves we've seen this offseason. Calvin Ridley has 1 catch in the last 2 weeks. Why did you pay him? It just makes no sense whatsoever to me. And Henry
Because the quarterback is shit. The guy doesn't even know. He can't even throw the ball. Dude, this guy makes the stupidest decision
I
sometimes
know.
I've seen in my life. I think, dude, I can play quarterback. The guy from freaking the longest yard, the guy can't even throw that twisted eyes. That guy can play better quarterback than Will Levis. But
Yeah.
that guy is
Did
shit.
I?
Yeah.
Fucking garbage.
I mean,
The only good thing about it is he has a sexy girlfriend or a wife, whatever it is she is. That's it.
I
That's the only
mean,
thing. Maybe they're
what?
plowing his girlfriend now. That's why they
Yeah.
keep him on the team still.
Well, Derrick Henry, who leads the NFL in rushing by a large margin, is the biggest bargain in sports. We'll get to the other dumbass team that passed on him later. But who do you got, Barbosa?
I don't care if it's Mason Rudolph or Will Levis starting. You ain't beating the Bills. I think the Bills, especially with the addition of Amari Cooper. That's a huge pickup for Buffalo. Uh,
Yeah, he
threat downfield,
replaces.
which they didn't have.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
which they didn't have. So it's a threat downfield, which Josh Allen, I bet he's salivating at the opportunity to play with Amari Cooper now. And their run game is better. They run the ball a little bit more, which is good. But just defensively, they can't stop the run. That's the only thing that worries, but not against Tennessee. Buffalo is going to win this game.
Yeah. Gil also has the Bills. Amari Cooper essentially replaces Stephon Diggs. So, despite the fact that Josh Allen foolishly said it doesn't matter who's receiving the football, they went to go get a receiver right after the Jets acquired Davante Adams. So, They weren't fooling anybody with this receiver by committee bullshit that they were doing. And now that James Cook
They
has
don't
a
have a
toe
threat
injury,
downfield. That's
I
the
know
problem.
that. I
Downfield, they
know
can't
that.
get nobody.
And now that James Cook has
and
a
you think
toe
Amari
injury,
Cooper's the downfield threat?
that
No,
I don't think he is. Right.
He's a slant runner in down the
Right.
middle. That's
Right.
what he is. He's not a down
Yeah.
the field. But down the
No.
field is like Keon Coleman
Right.
and younger
Right.
guys that, like, you know what I mean.
Right.
They're not gonna use them down the field. They're gonna use them in the slot, making
Yeah.
those like post runs and stuff like that. Trust me,
Yeah.
he's not gonna be running down the field.
I think the other thing is with Cook having a toe injury, that's a very bad injury for a running back, and I think they realized they might have to pass the ball a little bit more now. So
Yeah.
that's another reason for the trade. But we'll get to the trades as we go along here. Okay, now let's get to the Colts. Here we go. The Miami Dolphins, who like I don't know, like I think they're starting Huntley again because Tua can't come back till week 8. They go to Indianapolis to take on the Colts, who have the worst defense I've ever seen in football. Like Jacksonville and Indy, they have the worst defenses in the NFL, and yet somehow the Colts are 3-3. I have no idea how. They've got injuries to their running back. They got Michael Pittman that can barely move, but Josh Downs is playing well enough, and Joe Flacco has pulled out a couple of wins despite horrendous defense. I don't know how they're doing it, Barbosa, but even you got to admit they're lucky to be 3-3.
They're doing it. Listen, they've been in every game this season. It's not like they're getting blown out, eh? The worst loss that they had was against the Packers by 6 points. That's it. Every game
Mark
was
Willis
4,
as the
3
quarterback.
points. Huh?
With Mark Willis as their quarterback, the guy can't even freaking throw the ball.
Doesn't matter. There's 3-3.
Your Colts are shit, man. Shut up.
That's the worst.
You guys playing the shittiest division.
Shit, bro.
You guys get to your Niners.
Let's get to your
Niners. Shittiest division in football.
Let's get to your Niners.
You can't even beat the shittiest Jaguars, buddy. And you're talking.
It doesn't matter.
You're talking.
We're still 3-3.
That's good for them.
We're still 3-3. What's the 49ers record?
Don't worry about the 49ers record. Don't worry about the 49ers record. The 49ers.
You're talking like my team is shit.
Your fucking Colts ass any single time. Shut up. Out of 100 times they play each other, the Niners will win 99 times.
3-3.
Okay, good for you.
3-3.
Who did you guys play?
That's
actually good.
Which team did you beat that's over 500? Which team did you beat over 500?
That's a good team.
What's the first team you beat over 500? What's the first team that the 49ers have beaten out that's over 500?
Who's the first team that the Niners beat 500? Buddy, fucking the Seahawks. We're above 500.
One team that you beat that's over 500. That's
one
team you beat over 500.
And who did you beat that was above 500?
The Steelers were undefeated when they played us. The Steelers are undefeated.
Okay, and who else did you beat?
Huh?
And who else did you beat?
We beat Tennessee.
Yeah. And they're above 500. They're amazing. One win the whole season.
Matter.
Shut up, man.
It doesn't matter.
Oh man, I can't believe. Bro, just talk about your shit.
I'm still taking the Colts.
I don't even know why we waste our time with the Colts.
That's why I told you guys Joe Flacco signing was going to be a good signing because of this situation. Richardson injured. You needed a backup quarterback that knows how to play. That's why this was an amazing signing this offseason.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you very much.
Just like Philip Rivers
they have weapons on offense. That's how they're doing it. They have weapons on offense now.
Of course. Now they have all of a sudden they have weapons on offense. They have weapons everywhere.
What's that? Just make your pick. Just make your pick.
You make your fucking pick. Who you picking?
I did. I put you picking the Colts.
I mean, I'm taking Miami. I've told you, a whole season I'm going against Indy because I hate Indy and Indy's shit. And Miami is going to win this game with Huntley, a third string quarterback that doesn't even know what the hell he's doing there, and they're still going to beat him. Just like freaking Lawrence beat you, just like Huntley beat you, guys that are no namers, and then they can't even throw a ball, and they'll beat you.
It's okay. Just pick them.
I did pick them right now. I took Miami. Good. Next.
Right on. I like it.
All right. I picked the Colts to be a wild card team, so I got the Colts. Until Tua comes back, I'm not going to trust the Dolphins offense until Tua comes back. I think Indy pulls this game out. Richardson returns this week, as far as I know, and Miami's defense is really good, so Miami can win this game with their defense. I just don't trust their offense until Tua comes back, so I'm going to take Indy. Gil, surprisingly enough, that's the Colts. All right, let's get to a real game now, which is the game of the week. The Detroit Lions, who absolutely annihilated the Dallas Cowboys last week. Just, when we all picked the same team on the road in a close matchup, that we knew something that everyone knew, that Detroit was going to murder this team. 47-9. They go to Minnesota off a bye to take on the Vikings. What a game this is going to be. It's unfortunately for Detroit, they lost Hutchinson to a broken tibia and fibula. That will hurt their defense for sure because they struggle against the pass. So this is a really, really tough game to pick. Minnesota's been great all year on defense, but struggled against the Jets last week on offense. Jose, who do you got in this tough game?
Simple Lions. I just think Lions are clicking on all cylinders right now. I know the Hutchinson deal was a big loss, but I think they're in the talks of trading for Hassan Reddick. I think they give permission to talk to him, so that's going to be a guy to pick up for his spot. Detroit's playing well. They played well last week. They even at the end of the game they could still put up points in Dallas stadium, to tell them to go for the screw job that they did last year when they played him and they lost with that stupid missed call by the refs. So in saying that, Minnesota's good, but they're due for a loss, and I think Sam Darnold is going to come down to more to a little bit to reality. It's going to be a high scoring game. I'll tell you right now. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. So, but I'm going to take Detroit.
Barbosa.
This is a tough game to pick, man. Especially that injury to Hutchinson. Uh, if it's not for him, they can't get to the quarterback for some reason. Um, that's the only thing that worries me. Uh, in Minnesota, especially at home, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Lions just because I picked them to win the division, and I picked them to win the conference or the NFC. Um, I'm gonna take the Lions just for that reason. And like Jose said, they've been clicking the last few weeks. They've been clicking well offensively. They've been running the ball. uh, They've been running the ball pretty good. Uh, Jared Goff has been playing. He's not making any mistakes. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Detroit.
I'm going to take the Vikings. I think that off the bye, they're going to be rested. I don't think that Detroit has a good secondary. They're one of the lower ranked teams against the pass. I think Darnold will have a much better chance of being successful in this game because Aiden Hutchinson is out. Had Aiden Hutchinson played this game, I probably would have picked Detroit. But now with him out, I think that Minnesota has a much better chance to win this game. I think Detroit will have a little bit of a letdown after last week, going to Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins this game, but Detroit can certainly win it. I just think that injury is going to be a tough adjustment for them. And I think Minnesota at home has already beaten the 49ers and the Texans. I think they'll beat Detroit as well. Okay, now let's get to the Joe Burrow Bowl as Cincinnati, who like can't look any worse winning a game than they did last week, winning in New York 17-7. Go to Cleveland to take on the Browns, who I just don't know what's left of the Browns. They have Nick Chubb coming back this week, but I mean, whatever's left of Deshaun Watson is still there, and I just they're just horrendous offensively. I mean, their defense is fine, but they can't score. Um, Joe Burrow historically struggles against the Browns, but I can't take the Browns with any sort of confidence right now. So I got the Bengals. Jose?
Last week we finally saw Cincinnati's defense come up big for them. They've
Yep.
been struggling all year, and last week they won them the game. Um, the I don't know, man. I don't until Cleveland gets rid
Watson.
of Deshaun Watson. I that team's gonna be struggling all the time.
They just
The
traded
man, the man, the
Puka.
man can't throw. They just traded their number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think they're getting ready to for a garage sale. I think they're gonna start tanking and try to get a higher pick for a quarterback for next year's draft, and then
Yeah.
they'll probably release Deshaun Watson at the end of the season. Although you're gonna have to pay them all that guaranteed money because you guys are a bunch of idiots. But in saying that, I'm gonna take Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati right now are clicking all. They should. We went to go see them a couple weeks ago. Their offense looks amazing, man. Jamar Chase guy is fast as hell. Um, and then saying that, I'm gonna take Cincy.
By the way, Gil takes the Lions in the last game. Barbosa, who do you got?
I'm gonna take the Bengals. Uh, they're starting to. It seems like they're starting to hit their stride. It's been taking them always a little while longer for them to get going. That's how Cincinnati works for some reason. I don't know why. Um, and now they turned it around. Two straight wins. Joe Burrow's playing a lot better, and like Jose said, the defense last week played a whole lot better. They need to step up. So I'm gonna, yeah, and for that reason, that's why I'm taking Cincy.
Gil also has the Bengals in this game. Now let's get to another big game. The Houston Texans, who annihilated New England last week without Nico Collins. Stroud looked great. Joe Mixon coming back to the team made Houston a completely different offense. If they have Mixon, they can outscore or beat anybody in the NFL, in my opinion. They go to Green Bay to take on the Packers. The Packers have been a mixed bag this year. They have two wins with Malik Willis. They snuck out some wins against some average teams, and they beat down Arizona last week, who was just mistake prone. I mean, the amount of mistakes Arizona made, they could have scored more points in that game, but they allowed Green Bay to run away with it, missed field goals, turnovers. Um, this is a really, really, really tough game, so I'll let you guys pick it first. Go ahead, Barbosa, you pick.
It is a tough game. Um,
Gil has the Packers, we know that, so you can write that one down.
you know what? I'm gonna take the Packers. They're at home. Uh, and that's the only reason I'm taking the Packers because they're at home. It's gonna be. I think these teams can trade scoring drives. They have the capability, but just because the Packers are at home, I'm gonna take the Packers.
Jose?
Tough game to pick. If Nico Collins was playing, I would be confident taking Houston. I think he's the
Absolutely.
security. I think he's the security blanket for that. For Stroud on that on his for his passing and stuff like that. In saying that, they've been struggling even on the wins that they've won and stuff like that. They've been struggling a little bit. Green Bay too. You know what? I have Green Bay, but I'm gonna change. I'm gonna take Houston. I just think Houston will rush the ball and like I things weak on the run and Houston has a pretty good defense. I think they can shut down a couple of drives for Green Bay, and so I'm gonna take Houston in this one.
Yeah, tough game. I'm solely taking this game on the fact that Nico Collins is hurt and Green Bay's at home. I'm going to take the Packers. I still think Houston could be they're going to be the team that challenges um, Kansas City in the AFC Championship. I don't think it's going to be Baltimore because of their defense. It's certainly not going to be the Jets or anyone else in that conference. But I think this will be a game that they end up losing. No team goes undefeated. I think it'll be close. I just think without Nico Collins, it's going to be hard for them to stretch the field. If Mixon has a field day, they can win the game. And Green Bay's run defense is nothing to go home about. But I think Green Bay might outscore them, so I'll take the Packers. Let's get to the Seabags. The Seabags, who a lot of people on this show picked stupidly against the 49ers last week, like they were going to go to 2-5 or something against that team. Brock Purdy owns the Seabags. I don't know why anyone would pick Seattle last week.
I don't know. It's your boy Barbosa over there and
Yeah,
Gil.
Barca and Gill pick. That's the dumbest pick I've ever seen. Like Purdy owns them. They need the game. They know how important it is. They have to tie for the division lead, and they easily dispatched the Seabags. A little bit of a scary moment because our special team still struggles in the third quarter, but we put them away. They go to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, who continue to find ways to win. They have a scoring offense that's scored almost 100 points, or close to 80 points in the last couple of weeks. Um, their defense has not been impressive though, Atlanta. They're just scoring a lot of points. Um, Having said that, I don't see how Seattle wins this game. I got Atlanta. Bijan Robinson in the run game got going last week. And if that gets going and Kirk Cousins can throw the football the way he has the last couple of weeks, they'll win this game. I got Atlanta. Jose?
So much shit talking about Atlanta, and you pick Atlanta. Eh? I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't like the Seabags. The Seabags are shit.
Yeah, the Seabags are shit, but you don't like Atlanta, but now you're taking Atlanta and you're talking shit about Kirk Cousins. The man just threw for 500 and something yards 2 weeks ago. And last year,
The same guy who threw a pick right before that 500 yards, threw a pick to cost the team the game, was lucky to get the ball back, then gets the coin toss and wins the game. He's won three games in the last minute, okay, because he was shit offensively the first 4 weeks. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You can cheer for him if you want.
No problem. I'll cheer for him. I take in Atlanta because I picked them to win the division, and they're in first place for the division. So I'm taking Atlanta.
Atlanta's still not winning the division. They got to go to Tampa.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, because they can't beat Tampa Bay. All of a sudden, Tampa Bay is unbeatable now.
They shouldn't have won the game in Atlanta against them, but that's okay. We'll see.
But they won the game, didn't they? They're 1-0 against Tampa Bay, right?
Okay, yeah, they're not going to win in Tampa. They're not going to win in Tampa.
And I'm not going to win the lottery, but you never know. You have 1 in a million chance.
Okay. Tampa Bay's still winning that division.
Okay.
They got the MVP, and you guys got Cousins. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Falcons because the Seabags, all of a sudden, they look like a shell of themselves, especially Geno Smith. I think the league has got up to Geno Smith. That was one season that he's played. He's making too many mistakes. And I don't know, they're not clicking offensively. You got Metcalf dropping balls. So I'm gonna take Atlanta. Like I said, offensively they're rolling, and Kirk Cousins will find a way to win this game again in the last minute.
Gil Santos has the Seabags in this one. Now let's get to the awful Philadelphia Eagles, who have a dumbass coach who likes to talk to his own fans and likes to chitter chatter with them when he's barely beating the Browns at home. Guy's about to get fired. They're going to the Giants to take on the G-Men, who without Malik Neighbors don't really have much of an offense. Brian Daboll last week is facing the Bengals at home. They have a horrible run defense. He comes out running the ball. It's just the dumb coaching. You got Tracy back there. You run the football against them, you have a chance. Instead, you're throwing the football with Daniel Jones, and you got no chance to win that game. Since they did get their defensive line back, but they still struggled against the run. By the time they ran the ball, it was too late. Then they missed field goals, and since they pulled out a sneaky win, these are two awful, awful teams. Neither one of them is going to win the division. I think Washington's winning the division because Dallas is even worse. Like these three teams, other than Washington, they're horrible. Go ahead, Barpos. I'm thinking.
I'm picking the Eagles. It's a revenge game for Saquon Barkley. He's gonna have a big day. Watch Saquon Barkley go off.
Yeah, that's true. Sunday. He is coming back to New York. That is a factor for sure.
And Philly, they'll get it fixed. Philly will get that team fixed.
That coach is a disaster, Barbosa, though, eh? That coach is a disaster. You got to admit.
Yeah, he does some of his clock management, some of his play calling is a little whatever, but they'll write it up. They'll right the ship a little bit until the playoffs.
All right, Jose, who do you got?
And plus, I got him winning the division.
I got Philly winning this game without the Giants. They have no offense at all. Like I don't even know how they won 2 games. In saying that, I think the Eagles healthy. They'll offensively they're dangerous. They're a dangerous team offensively. Defensively, they still need some work, but against the Giants, they'll pull this one out. So I'm taking Philly.
Yeah, Barbosa took the words out of my mouth. It's a revenge game for Saquon Barkley. I think he's gonna try to run the football down their throats. The Giants lost an offensive lineman this week. They're going to have a hard time protecting Daniel Jones. The season's close to over for the Giants. So I got the Eagles. The Eagles are going to have to really start winning games because that Washington team is going nowhere. So the Eagles win this game. Gil also has the Eagles. We've come to that time where we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back to pick the rest of the games. So we'll see you in about 2 minutes after a word from our sponsor.
Yeah. What's their sponsor? Fucking Kit Kat?
We have to get one, Jose. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Reese Report. Sorry about the camera work today. Today, guys. I'm actually in my car doing the show, so if I go in and out, it's because I'm getting in and out of my car. So just keep that in mind. Just know it's my voice, and we have Barbosa and Jose clear and in living color here for you going at each other. So just so you know, host is out of the house today. Let's get to some of the 4 o'clock games as Carolina, who. I mean, the Andy Dalton magic didn't take long to wear off. They still have an excellent running back in Chuba Hubbard, who I love, and Jose probably loves too. They go to Washington to take on another team that I love in the Commanders, who have Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels leading the way. A team that I think will win the division because the other 3 teams in the division are complete train wrecks. Having said that, the Commanders are going to crush the Carolina Panthers. If you have fantasy people for Washington, take them all. And if you bet DraftKings, take all the Washington players to go over because this is not going to be pretty. Jose?
Yeah, I'm going to take Washington too. But you know what? Carolina's been putting up points too. They've been putting up some good scores too. They've won the other previous week. Last week they put up, I believe it was like over 20 points. So it's not like that they haven't been putting points up. So, but in saying this, I think Washington is just gonna run the ball down their throats and long bombs to Terry McLaurin and stuff like that. So they should win this game. Washington. So I'm taking the Commanders. Biden's team.
Yeah, Biden's team. There you go.
Yeah.
Barbosa.
I'm going to take the Commanders also. I can't. Carolina has nobody. Andy Dalton was just a fluke.
Hubbard's good. That's it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Well, they got Deontay Johnson.
Deontay
Johnson is good too.
Yeah, he's good too.
Even saying that the Washington Commanders should win this game. So what if Carolina ends up winning this game, Reese? So what are you gonna say? This team is not shit?
Oh no, they're not winning the game.
I agree with you.
They're not.
I agree with you. What if for some miracle Carolina wins the game?
I mean, miracles happen.
You're not gonna say this team shit?
Carolina?
Huh? Yeah. No. I'm talking about Washington.
No, because upsets happen.
Because you're saying every team in that division shit, even though Philly's 3-2.
I don't believe that Dallas, Philly, and the Giants are good football teams. I don't believe that.
And neither is Washington, to tell you the truth. I don't think Washington's a good team. Every time
I'm just saying here.
I don't think Washington is that great.
This way. I think Washington has the least amount of issues. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they have the least amount of issues, but every time they've played good teams, they've struggled. It's not like against Cincinnati, the offense carried them to that win. They gave up 30-something points against Cincinnati too.
Yeah.
Every last week they got tossed around by a Baltimore Ravens team. Like
I thought they played well.
I just think they had an easy schedule.
They played well, but
I thought Washington played well.
At the beginning of the season, they had an easy schedule. It's true, like what Barbosa is saying.
That's what I'm saying. They had an easy schedule.
They haven't played any conference games. Let's see them play in the conference games against the Eagles or against the freaking. Sure. I'm not even saying the Cowboys because the Cowboys are shit, but they're against the Eagles, I'd like to see that.
No, that's a fair comment.
You don't even count the Cowboys.
Of those 4 teams, the team with the least amount of problems, headaches, BS off the field, coaching issues is Washington. They have the least amount of those 4 teams. Least amount of
Yeah,
drama.
they
Yeah,
just
I
gotta.
agree with you,
Everything is
but
brand new to them, right? So that's
Right.
why.
yeah,
Everything in
And,
you're
and
not.
I'm telling
You
you
got a
right
new
now,
coach. You got a new.
they sweep Dallas. They're gonna sweep Dallas. I'm telling you right now, they're
I don't.
sweeping.
I don't know if they sweep Dallas. I think it's gonna be 1-1. I think what they each win on their own home stadium.
Yeah, we'll see. You're right. They haven't played anyone. You're right.
I don't know. Dallas at home. I don't know. Dallas at home. Oh my God, they've been horrible at home.
Yeah,
They've
But
been
they're
42
gonna
points a
turn that
trash.
game.
around.
Yeah,
They're
they
gonna
allowed
turn that
42
around.
points in their last
They
4 games. They
better.
allowed 42 points a game. Yeah.
They better turn it around.
So are you
Dude, they
taking
have like one of the
Carolina,
top
Barbosa?
defensive.
You've
They
been
can't
taking
just.
Carolina a lot, Barbosa. You gonna take Carolina?
Sorry?
You've been taking Carolina a lot this year. You and Gil. So you
No,
want to take
not taking
Carolina?
care. I took the
Oh, okay.
Commanders.
All
I
right.
took the
Just check.
Commanders.
All right.
I'm saying the Commanders win this game.
Okay. All right. Let's see Gil, because Gil's already freaking like Gil's taken Carolina like 4 times this year. I gotta check. Okay, he actually took Biden's team, which is a damn shocker. Okay. Sorry for the light, guys.
Surprise.
I can't believe he took the Commanders. He never does. All right, guys. Just trying to get some more light in the car here. All right, so we're all on the Commanders. Let's get to Vegas. They're I don't know what Vegas is right now. They're kind of a train wreck. They go to take on the Rams off a bye. I don't know who's coming back for the Rams, but they have Kyron Williams, and the Raiders don't have anybody. So I've got the Rams. Barbosa, who do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams. The Raiders are a mess right now. Even Max Crosby is pushing the coach and
I mean,
or
we traded
mouthing
Adams.
to the
Like
coach.
they're in free fall, that team.
Yeah, they're a mess right now. They don't know which quarterback to start. Yeah, it's a disaster. I'm gonna take the Rams. They still have what's his face at quarterback. They still have Stafford at quarterback, so I'm gonna take the Rams.
Jose.
I'm gonna take the Rams as well. Like Vegas is having too many issues right now off the field with all these players wanting to get traded and stuff. I think a lot of stuff's going on behind the scenes too. When your president comes out and says that they're ready, they've hired freaking Tom Brady to coach the next quarterback when they draft him in the draft. So that means that you're going for a high pick.
That's right.
So that means that here comes the garage sale, and I won't be surprised if Max Crosby gets traded as well, and hopefully comes to the Niners because the Niners need a player like him
Hey,
to get some pressure.
That guy's gonna be going to the Lions. That's what the Lions
Yeah,
gonna pick up.
the Lions are going to pick up everybody now because they got Hutchinson
Oh,
hurt. So what? You telling me the Niners can't pick him up either, or anybody else can pick him up?
I'm not saying, hey, I'm not saying they can. I'm saying the urgency is in the Lions.
Yeah, but the Rams should win this game. I think that they're getting
No, I
Cooper
agree.
Cup back this week. So it's gonna be. I think the Rams should win this game easily.
All right, joining us late is Gil Santos from his travels at work. We're not going to go through all your picks that we already mentioned, Gil. But
No,
at the end of the show, we will ask you if you have any comments on last week's game or any games this week. We are doing Las Vegas and the Rams. You can go ahead and tell them your pick.
Las Vegas is going to lose.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going with the Rams. Going with the Rams.
Okay,
And
now
Cooper Cup might come back, so that'll
that's
help
true.
them.
This is perfect timing because we're getting to the game of the year. It's called the Revenge Super Bowl game coming up. Kansas City at San Francisco, a game the 49ers been waiting for all year after they lost by 3 in overtime. This is the biggest game of the year for the 49ers for sure. It's not so much for KC, I'm sure, but this is a huge game. Um, I mean, there's nothing else to say. The 49ers are 3-3. They're tied for first in the division. They have to catch up to a Detroit team that just got some injuries. Minnesota, even the Bears now are ahead of them. They've got to win games. Kansas City's 5-0, sitting chilly with a lot of injuries. No excuses. This is a revenge game, and the 49ers better win this game. I've got the 49ers. Jose?
Um, I'm gonna
I know
take.
where Jose's going.
I'm gonna take KC. I think KC is gonna win this game,
Wow.
and I'll tell you why. Even last year when we played them in the regular season, we had a full squad, and they didn't have anybody, and they still beat us last year. And a lot of turnovers by Brock Purdy. Um, I just think they have our number. I think Mahomes. Listen, this 49er defense is weak. It's not as good as the as previous was,
That's true.
and it's not as good as it was before. There's no pressure on the quarterbacks. If it isn't Bosa getting pressure on the quarterback, they're not going anywhere. And if you give Mahomes time, he's gonna carve you alive. And if they can't get pressure to Mahomes, they're gonna carve. He's gonna carve him alive. I think he's gonna carve him alive. So I'm going with KC in this one. I'm taking KC.
Shocker, Barbosa. Who do you got?
AC Jose's pretty much took the words right out of my mouth. Um, the Niners defense this year has been suspect, very suspect. Like Jose said, they can't get to anybody. And it's Patrick Mahomes. You give him time, and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes doesn't matter who's on the offense. This guy can go down, another guy comes up. Bing! All of a sudden, Kareem Hunt, Pacheco goes down, Kareem Hunt returns. Amazing. Look at Juju Schuster goes somewhere else. Nah, not the same player. Goes back to KC. He's a big time player. So
You know what,
they
though?
always
I'm looking
find
at
guys
Mahomes,
to play.
Barbosa, and I'm like, their offense hasn't been anything special. Like Mahomes hasn't been great. Like they're winning with their
Yeah, but their
yeah,
defense keeps them in the games,
they're winning with their
That's
defense.
and
what
their
it is.
defense.
Their defense
Yeah.
keeps them in the game, and then all of a sudden, Mahomes just needs, you know, a, a chance to win.
Yes, I
Mahomes just needs a
understand.
chance. Let me be down by 6, and you'll find a way to win.
Yeah,
KC finds ways to win.
yeah.
That's like when the
Mhm.
Patriots had Tom Brady, they found ways to win. Doesn't matter how pretty or how ugly the win was. They find ways to win. And
I
that's
just think
KC right now. KC
this is
finds
a
ways to win.
this is a way more important game to the 49ers than it is to KC. I think the 49ers have to win this game.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. 100% it is. It's way more important.
yeah.
But like I said, a couple of weeks ago, and I told you guys, McCaffrey is what makes that Niners go,
No,
and
it's
that's
not.
what makes that
Don't
engine
even
go.
talk about don't even talk
Well,
about the offense has no problem with the
The
putting up
that
offense
doesn't
is the
points.
matter,
defense,
They
Jose.
move the
Barbosa.
ball well. They don't start talking about the offense because it's not the offense. It's the defense, bro.
Yes.
The defense is the
I
one
I
that's
get
weak
it.
this year.
I know it's the defense.
Don't
I
start
get
talking
what's the
about
defense.
yeah, McCaffrey's a good player, but trust me, it's not McCaffrey. It's the defense that's fucking shit this year. That's the problem.
I agree with you.
All
The
right,
defense
Gil, you
hasn't
make your
been
pick. Gil. Go
hasn't been
ahead.
the greatest. 100%.
Who you got, Gil?
Okay, well, first of all, I just want to say hi to the boys. Jose, what's up? I don't know what the fuck's going on with your hair, but
Every
all
week
to you.
now. It's like his look now.
Fucking Tony, how are you? You
So
good? Fucking
I'm all
Indy
right,
and
Gil.
your Joe Fluco. Lucky you played a
That's right.
Tennessee team because it was a better team where you got drilled.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
And Reese, I don't know why the fuck you look like a hologram. So
It's because I'm in my car, man. I'm in my
no,
car.
fuck, you look like you're a sticker or something.
I know.
But
I got
anyways,
pink shit coming out of my face. Yeah, I know. It's bad.
what I gotta say about this is the Niners are gonna be ready for this one. They circled this fucking game. So I think the defense, Jose, is gonna step up as they're not doing as great as last year, but they're still a great defense. I'm pretty sure this game's circled. And guess what we all know with runs? KC's 5-0. It's gonna stop, and it's gonna stop now. The Niners have this game circled. They're focused for this game. They're gonna win this game, hands down. Mahomes can get drilled, and the Niners are gonna give it to them.
I'm actually betting the 49ers this week. That's how confident I am that they're going to win this game. But let's get to the Jets. I'm gonna give my rant on the Jets, and then you guys can respond. Okay, the Jets are an abomination, run by an average old quarterback who decided, you know what, I need to go get one of my friends because Mike Williams can't make a catch. It's not my fault I throw picks all the time. I can't run my offense. I'm false starting every play. It's always someone else's fault. Let's fire the coach because I threw 3 interceptions against Minnesota. It's always somebody else's fault. And the Jets are going nowhere. I don't give a damn if they get Devontae Adams. I don't care if they go acquire Christian McCaffrey. That team's going nowhere. Their defense is good. The offense is terrible. And until Aaron Rodgers starts to play better, they're going nowhere. Hopefully Devontae Adams can help them. Here's the problem with this game. We have another coach who I have a lot of respect for in Mike Tomlin, who's going to make one of the dumbest decisions of his life and try to start Russell Wilson this week. If that happens, which I'm predicting is going to happen, the Jets are going to win. So I don't know this right now, and so I'm going to wait and think about it. But it sounds like they're going to start Russell Wilson despite the fact that Fields has played well and been successful this year, which is dumb. But let's go to Jose first, who's the big Aaron Rodgers fan, and we'll go to Gil, who's the second Aaron Rodgers fan, and see who they're going to pick and see what.
Never mind.
Let's
give us your pick. You talk shit about the Jets, and you don't even know who you're gonna pick. Like, I don't understand you. You talk so much shit.
I have Pittsburgh.
You have Pittsburgh. You're gonna take Pittsburgh. Okay, yeah. Then why don't you have to tell us you make the pick?
Because I need to explain how dumb it is to put Russell Wilson in the game right now.
Hey, if he first of all, he was the quarterback. Was supposed to be the starter at the beginning of the year.
And that was dumb to begin with.
Well, then call Tomlin and tell him, hey, listen, put Fields back on the field. Anyways, I don't give a shit what you think.
Jimmy G over Brock Purdy. That's how dumb it is.
I don't care what you think or whatever. I don't give 2 shits. Anyways,
talk about the Jets, Jose. Oh, they've been great.
I am going to talk about the Jets. Hold on. Right? They fired the coach. That was a stupid move. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Great.
I don't even know why you would fire the coach after he's a 2-3 or whatever, and you still have a chance to go first place. But anyways, I don't know what the hell they were thinking of that. But in saying that, I just think right now Pittsburgh, dude, like they're inconsistent. They're a good team one week, and then they lose to the fucking Colts the other week.
Agreed.
And then they win another. They lose to the Cowboys at home.
Agreed.
I don't know we don't know. They're an up and down team. You don't know which team's going to show up. They also struggle offensively. They if it isn't for the defense putting him in good field position, they struggle to move the ball. I just think the Jets needs this game. I think the Jets are going to. I'm going to take the Jets. I think they need this game. With Adams now, it opens up the field for Wilson and Bryce Hall for the passing for the running game. Defense, they have a half decent defense, so I think the Jets are gonna be good now, especially with Devontae Adams there. Now no more excuses for Rodgers. And now he's got to play and shut up, and that's it. But no, the Jets. You know what? That was a great move for them, and I like the move. And they only gave away a 3rd-round pick for him, so that's nothing. And it's basically like a steal. And now it just opens up that offense. And you know what? That interception at the end, that is Mike Williams' fault, though. Why you're supposed to be staying there and he's slipping. He slipped.
He underthrew the ball, Jose.
No, he did not underthrow the ball. He threw the ball. Listen to me. He slipped. He was cutting back towards the ball and he slipped. And the other guy cut him off. Bro, I don't know what kind of game. I don't know what TV you watch. I don't know what TV you watch, but
every single football person that I watched today said he underthrew the ball. Every single one.
No, first of all, Mike Williams didn't even run the route properly, and then when he wanted to come back to get the ball,
he blames everybody else when he underthrows the ball. That's what he does. It's everybody else's fault.
I don't know if you guys seen the same game as I did. He overran the route, and then he was trying to come back towards the ball, and he fell down and he got intercepted. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know if if my TV is different from yours, but
he also
I guess
had a wide open Breece Hall in the flat. Chose to throw a flutter ball in the air.
Buddy, he threw a fucking Hail Mary. Never mind. Then he got a fucking Lazard came up with the catch. Not a lot of guys can throw the fucking ball like that.
He's an expert at that.
Okay, no, but now besides that, he's shit. I mean,
he's excellent at Hail Mary.
You contradict yourself. You don't even know something when he does something bad. He's shit.
Hail Mary does not make him a great quarterback. He's been.
Here we go. He's not a good. He's not a good
Hey,
quarterback.
guys, let me ask you guys: has Aaron
Oh, here
Rodgers
you go.
been good this year? Has he been good this year? I just
He's
want to
He's been okay.
good.
He's
This
been
year.
Been
okay.
okay.
He's been okay.
He's
Been
been okay,
okay.
but Reese, Jose is right. Mike Williams overran that route. He was supposed to cut in and cut out to the slot. The route was wrong. He tried to cut back when he noticed you, but then he
Rodgers
slipped.
still underthrew it. He was supposed to throw it to the corner. He still underthrew the ball.
But he wasn't supposed
No,
to be
it's
that
not.
deep. It was supposed to be a corner
No.
route to the right.
That's
So he can
right.
get out.
Yeah,
So he can get
it
out
was
of bounds.
supposed to. No, he didn't know he didn't underthrow the ball. The guy ran the wrong route.
He ran the wrong road, and then
Okay,
he
so
tried to get back to when he
every
slipped.
football player said he threw it off his back foot and
Oh,
underthrew
here
the
we go.
ball. But I'm wrong. The football guys are wrong.
Bro,
You're right.
Reese. He threw
And
it
the one
off
in
the back of
Minnesota was Mike Williams'
off his
fault too,
back
right?
foot.
When
Reese,
you
can I ask
underthrew
you a
Mike
question? How many times has Rogers thrown off his back foot?
What about the one in Minnesota?
How many times has Rogers thrown off his back foot?
But we're not talking about Minnesota.
But
Reese,
when he threw three
if I have a
picks in
play,
Minnesota,
Reese,
was
if
that
I have a
all
play,
Mike Williams and the receivers?
Reese, if I have a play set up with you, and I'm going to say you're going to run out 20 feet and cut to the corner, and you run out 50 feet, obviously I'm going to
Throw the
gonna,
ball
like,
underneath the
underthrow
Brees Hall,
it.
Gil. Why are you throwing the ball up in the air?
but that's our play. You're the one that ran too far. That's your problem, not mine.
So you're
You
just going to
fucked up
throw
the
the
play.
ball up and lose the game because the guy ran the wrong route.
Because I'm depending on you to
wide
run
open receiver right there.
I'm depending on you to run the right route.
Exactly.
That's bad QB play to me, guys.
Coach. What does the coach have to do with that?
Well, Hackett's still there, so you tell me.
Okay, but Williams
He's not the offensive coordinator. He's not the play caller no more.
He's still there.
He's not the play caller no more. He's not the play caller no more.
Anyways, I'm picking the Jets. I agree with Jose.
I know, that's fine. You can pick the Jets.
Davante Adams is gonna fit well. They might even bring old school plays from the Packers just for them to. Don't be surprised if that even happens. But yeah, and it opens up a lot of play for Wilson, Williams, Hall. Like, those are great names. Yes, he has the weapons. Now, do they all need to be on the same page? Yes. The defense.
I think JJ Watt's gonna have a field day. Or
well,
TJ Watt's gonna have a field day.
The field day is gonna be Pittsburgh punting all day because of Russell Wilson. So Jets are gonna win.
All right, Barbosa, did you make your pick?
Nope.
What do you got?
I got the Jets also. You're starting. First of all, he is starting Russell Wilson. But in this game,
the Jets are going to win this game. Let me make this perfectly clear. If Russell Wilson starts, the Jets are winning the football game. I just want to make that clear.
Russell Wilson is starting because
You heard it. You heard it here. If all of a sudden, if the Jets lose the game and Russell Wilson, and then next week he's gonna be like, "I told you guys he's gonna win the."
I want that to be clear.
Shit.
Right now, I'm picking Pittsburgh because I think they'll still start Fields. But if they
Russell Wilson was 100%. Already taking first.
I know that
Russell Wilson was already taking first team reps. Russell Wilson was already taking first team reps, so forget that. He's starting. I hope you know that. He's starting.
Which is dumb. The Jets will win if Wilson starts, 100%.
The Jets are winning, doesn't matter.
And what about if Justin Fields starts and they win?
Hold on.
Then I got it wrong.
Doesn't matter if it was Justin Fields. Doesn't matter if it's Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. The Jets are winning this game.
You guys can defend Aaron Rodgers all you want. He's been
Rodgers gonna have a huge game. Rodgers will have a huge game. Okay. Rodgers will have 350 yards passing and 4 tutties.
Yeah. A guy who couldn't score a touchdown in the red zone last week. Okay. Yeah, you guys go ahead.
We will see. I'm telling you that Davante Adams is going to be a huge pickup. And like Gil said, they're going to bring back some of their old plays from Green Bay.
So the team that leads the entire NFL in penalties is going to find a way. Okay, guys. All right. You guys go ahead.
Don't worry. They'll find a way to win.
Okay, let's get
Hey, Reese, hold on. Yeah. So if you're so confident, even with Russell Wilson, why wouldn't you take Pittsburgh?
I'm taking Pittsburgh for 2 reasons. One, TJ Watt's going to be all over Rodgers. They can't protect Aaron Rodgers. Did you see Tyron Smith last week? Tyron Smith couldn't block a stiff threes. So you guys want to depend on that old man who can't run against that Pittsburgh defense in Pittsburgh when he's complaining about the field, the rain.
Buddy, every game
remember when they played Denver? Remember when they played Denver? Oh, it was the rain the reason they lost. They lost.
It was because of the rain.
The
And
ball
dude,
was
they only lost.
the ball was
If you
slippery.
listen, and they only lost the game against Buffalo because the fucking kicker missed 2 field goals. Like, I
Right,
don't know what you're
right.
talking about.
Okay, so
No, he didn't miss 2 field goals. They
he
would have won the
did,
game by
but
3 points.
they were terrible in the red zone, Jose. Terrible. They should have scored
Okay.
touchdowns.
No,
Don't rely
so
on
what?
the
The
kicker.
Niners don't
You're
are
Aaron
terrible in the red
Rodgers.
zone too.
You're supposed to be the greatest quarterback ever. The guy can't score any
Oh,
touchdowns in the red
Bro,
zone.
you're just a hater, man. You're a
Okay,
hater. When it
okay.
comes to
And you're a lover.
players that
And
you
you're a
don't like,
lover.
you're just a hater.
And you're a lover. That's okay. You can be a lover of Aaron Rodgers. I'm not.
You're a hater, bro. You're just a hater,
He
man.
has not
That's all it
played
is.
well this year. I don't know why it's so hard to admit that. He hasn't played well. The Jets have the same offense, and I will send proof of this. I'll put this on the show. They had the same offense going into last week's game with Zach Wilson that they had with Aaron Rodgers going into last week's game. The same offense, the same points, the same yards, the
Can
same
I ask you a question?
as
So is
Zach
that all on?
Wilson
Hey,
And what was the
So what-
record last
eh,
year?
what
What
does
the
that
same
say?
record. They were
Hold on.
2-3. The same
geez.
Hey,
record.
no, it's not. The
They
Jets are
had- they
3
were
and 2,
2 and
buddy.
3. Last year they were 2
The
and
Jet-
3 with the same amount of points, the same amount of yards, same amount of yards per play as Zach Wilson. That's how bad Aaron Rodgers is playing in that offense. That's facts, not feelings.
Listen. So what is the common denominator there? Is the coach.
They got rid of the coach, right?
It's the
They
coach.
got rid of the coach.
So
They
is the
went to go
coach.
get Jose's right on
So
one
it's
thing.
the coach.
No excuses left. He's right. There's
So
no
it's the coach.
excuses left.
100% there's no excuses
Because
left.
they blame the
Didn't he have a
coach.
much better game?
No, they
Hold on.
blamed the
Didn't he have a
Barbosa.
much better
They
game
blamed
against
the
Buffalo?
coach.
Wasn't that his best game of the season against Buffalo?
That was his best game of the season. Yes, I'd say so.
Was that his best game of the
I'd say so.
season?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd say so.
exactly. So
I
you
get-
just
yeah,
gotta keep getting better.
Well, they lost the game. They should have won the game. The Jets should
It
have won
doesn't.
the
Okay,
game.
I get it. They lost the game. Yes, I get it because, like Jose said, their kicker missed 2 field goals.
No, Aaron Rodgers failed to get in the end zone. Don't say the kicker missed field goals. It was windy the whole game. Everybody knew there was wind conditions. People were missing extra points and field goals long before the game was decided. You knew you had to get in the end zone or within the 1 yard line to kick a field goal.
I'm gonna tell you
Everybody
this.
knew that,
Aaron
Barbosa.
Rodgers will have a huge day against Pittsburgh.
And
Aaron
throwing the
Rodgers will
ball
have a
up in
huge
the
day
air
against
like he
Pittsburgh.
did with the wind conditions, you knew it was going to come up short. That's why Mike Williams had to go back for it because it was short. It wasn't thrown where it should have been thrown. That's what happened. So anyway, you guys can, like I said, I have proof and facts. You guys have love for Aaron Rodgers. That's the difference.
It
I want to
doesn't
go to the
matter.
next team now.
The Jets are winning this game.
Proof and facts for what? Proof and facts for
They
what?
had the same offense and the same record this year with Aaron Rodgers that they had last year with Zach Wilson.
Well,
Exactly
last
the
year they
same.
were 3-3
They
in
were-
week 7.
They were 2-3 going into last week when they were 2-3 before the game started.
Okay, and what was the Jets' record last week going into the Bills game? 3-2, right?
They were
3-2.
They're 2-4 now,
No.
Jose.
They're 2 and 4.
They're 2-4 now. They were 2-3 last week. They're 2-4 now.
All right, it's okay.
Like I said, I got
That's
facts. If you want it, you got something else that you can.
You got facts of what? You got facts of what? You got
So-
facts of what?
So
Of
it's the
what?
coaching.
Of what?
So if it's the
Of what?
same,
No, it's not.
if it's the same
Of
issue,
which you
listen,
got facts
Exact
of.
same
If it's the
offense
same
as
issue-
last year with Aaron
So what?
Rodgers.
You're gonna
If it's
deny
the-
a guy that's
listen,
won
if it's
that's
the-
won
if that's
MVPs in
the
the
same
league
issue-
and stuff
He has
like
not
that?
helped them
Then
get better,
it's on the
Jose. That's a
coaching.
fact.
The guy's
That's
coming
the
off a
coaching.
fucking injury. What do you
Oh,
expect the
now
guy
it's
to be
coming off an
throwing
injury.
for
Oh, he's
400
coming
yards?
off an injury. Okay.
But like, dude,
Hey, we
what,
already-
what do
How
you
does Kirk
expect?
Cousins look? Let's use Kirk
We
Cousins.
wasted too much time on the
He's
Jets.
coming off an
Hey, man,
Achilles tear.
who
How's he look?
cares?
How's he look? He's throwing 500 yards a game
He threw one game 500 yards. What did he do?
and
So
another
what?
400 last week.
So what? Against a shit team, Carolina team.
Oh,
What's the big
now
deal?
it's- Okay, he didn't do it against Tampa Bay, who's a good team. Okay, all right. You can make all the excuses you want for him. He has not played well this year. That's a
I'm
fact.
not making no excuses
That's
for
a
him.
fact. It's not about feelings or hate. He has not played well. That's it.
He's been okay.
There's
he's
a
been
reason
okay.
why they're going to get Devontae Adams. He realizes the offense sucks. That's why they're getting Devontae Adams. If the offense
If the offense was stuck, they would have got offensive
wouldn't have
linemen
fired
to
the
protect
coach,
him.
and they wouldn't have traded for Devontae Adams if everything was perfect. Those are facts. So we'll see now. No more excuses for Mr. Rodgers or any one of his fans. Let's go on to the next game. We got 2 more games left. The Baltimore Ravens, who found a way, they beat the Washington Commanders, Gill's team that he hates. Okay. They found a way to win last week. Derrick Henry's running his ass off. They go to Tampa Bay to take on the Bucks. The Bucks have an MVP candidate in Baker Mayfield. They're playing a really bad defense in Baltimore. So guess what, boys? Taking Tampa Bay because they're going to win the division. And everyone's going to be like, oh, you just fluked that one off when they win the division. But go ahead. Everyone else is going to take the Ravens, so make it quick. Gil?
I'm taking the Ravens. I think they're on a roll right now.
Okay. Barbosa?
The Ravens too.
Okay.
Derrick Henry is, like you said, he's leading the league in rushing. And what are they going to do? Pound the ball. Pound the ball. So I'm going to take the Ravens.
Go ahead, Jose.
Ravens. You and your Bucks winning the division. Yeah, good luck with that. They can't even beat the Falcons, and you're going to win the division. Please give me a break.
Yeah, they lost in overtime. That was a real hard game. Yeah, that they barely lost.
Didn't they lose?
Who won?
Who won the game? Who won the
in
game?
Detroit this year? Just
Who won in the game?
Name the team that won in Detroit this year. Go ahead. Who's that team?
It was Tampa Bay. So what's the point?
So what does that tell you?
And who did they lose to?
That's the best win of either
to?
team, Atlanta or Tampa Bay. That's the best win for the two teams, easily.
And who did they win? And who did they lose to?
Tampa Bay. They beat Washington too, by the way, who's 4-2.
They lost to Washington.
They beat Washington.
And who did they lose to? Tell me, who did they lose to?
The Bucks.
Well,
who did the Bucks lose
in overtime? They lost to Atlanta in overtime.
Yeah, and who else does they lose?
They hammered Philadelphia. Who else did they lose to? What's the other team they lost to? I can't remember now. Help me out, guys.
I think it was in the same division.
They beat New Orleans. Who'd they lose to?
They lost
to Atlanta. Well, there's one other game they lost.
They lost to the Broncos.
Yeah,
they got annihilated by the Broncos.
Yeah. There you go.
Broncos hammered them.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. There
they got annihilated by the Broncos.
Man, get the at home too. I mean, get the hell out of here.
They went to Detroit and won, but that win doesn't count.
Okay, that's good. Detroit, they won.
The Broncos.
That makes a lot of sense, eh?
The Falcons beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They beat your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. So what's your point? What's your point? Yep. They won. Yep. By 1, by 2, by 7, by 10, by 20. Okay. What matters is winning the game. Exactly.
Yep. Lost to Kansas City.
You and your MVP Baker Mayfield. Okay, buddy. You're going. You and your Baker Mayfield are going places.
Okay.
The MVP.
Okay. We'll see what Cousins does. Go on.
Okay.
Go on. Let's get to the. I think this is the Monday nighter now. I hope this is not the Monday nighter. The Chargers are at.
It was. Arizona. They're both.
They're both the Monday nighters. We know we're not watching this game. The Chargers are going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. The Chargers defense and Jim Harbaugh's experiment is working out a lot sooner than we thought. They're running the football well. Justin Herbert's starting to wake up a little bit offensively. He's probably a little frustrated because he wants to throw the ball more, but Harbaugh's making them run it more with their two-pronged attack. They're playing good defense. They're going to take on the Arizona Cardinals, who have injuries and make mistakes every single week. So I got the Chargers. Jose?
LA should win this game.
Barbosa?
Been high on the Cardinals all season, but man, I love the Chargers. I love the way they're playing. Jim Harbaugh has that team playing like a machine. Defensively, they're pretty good, and like you said, Justin Herbert is going to turn around. He's going to start to play better because the run game is improved. So I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, they're a work in progress. But I like what Harbaugh's doing.
That guy always finds ways to win football games.
Harbaugh protects his quarterbacks, man. If there's one thing Harbaugh
that's a coach.
He protects his quarterbacks, man. He knows. Yeah. Herbert's better than this, but he knows that he's a lot better. It's a lot better if he runs the ball and protects Herbert than tries to make Herbert throw the ball 50 times. So
100%.
A good thing for Herbert.
100%.
He did this with Alex Smith. He did it with Garoppolo. He did it with Colin Kaepernick. So it's all good. Yeah. Gil, who do you got in this one?
I'm going to take the Cardinals. I think they're at home, and I think the Chargers are going to have a hard time stopping Kyle Murray on the mobility Murray has. I think is going to extend drives, tire out the Charger defense. I just think he's too mobile for them. So I'm going to take Arizona.
Were you shocked last week that your Packers handled Arizona the way they did, Bill?
No, I kind of felt that. I just the Packers played great. They played well. They annihilated them right from the beginning, and they just played well. Watching the Chargers play the Broncos after the Broncos took a long time to get it going, but as soon as Bo Nix in the end of the third, fourth quarter, shot Payton, let him be more mobile, and the Chargers struggled because the Broncos were starting to come back.
It's true.
As soon as Payton let him start rolling out and stuff, he was a whole different quarterback, and I seen the Chargers struggled with that. If there was another quarter, the Broncos would have won the game. So by that, watching that, Kyle Murray will be a mobile quarterback right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to struggle.
Yeah, I just think if with Harrison out, it's going to be really hard for them. But we shall see. You wanted to mention something about the Colts there, Gil, since talk about the Colts.
Well, they played Tennessee. The old man Flacco just threw one up in the air, falling backwards, and
That's
the guy
right.
caught it.
That's what happened.
That's all it was, Tony. At the end of the day, it was nothing special. But then again, it was the sloppy Titans. So
yeah,
let's see what you got this week. Even though I took the Colts to win, though.
Yeah, they got the Dolphins this week with Snoop. Snoop Dogg is the quarterback.
Yeah.
Gil, explain. Can you know what, Gil? Before we go, can you explain your Seabags pick at Atlanta? You going Gino Italian Stallion this week in Atlanta?
Listen, when a team is good and not bad, and they play that awful, that coach is gonna ream them all week and make sure they're prepared for that next game.
Yeah.
When you're garbage, you're garbage. But when you're a decent team and you played as bad as Seattle did that last week, that was horrible.
That was bad.
I'm pretty sure they got
2 weeks in a row. That's 2 weeks in a row at home. They've been played horrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
it's 2 weeks in a row they play horrible.
We've all seen.
So it's starting a trend. You do it once, okay, I get it. You have a bad game. When you do it twice at home, that's a trend. That's starting to.
Yeah, but Tony, you're the type of guy that sees KC's all 5-0. You're just gonna take EC all year. They're gonna lose.
Yeah, they're gonna lose.
I'm not saying that. I know they're gonna lose. I'm not saying that. But when
Kirk
you
Cousins
should be winning,
Kirk Cousins is also sloppy, and Kirk Cousins is always like when they expect him to win, he fucking shits the bed. So that's why I'm taking Seattle, because everybody's expecting this to win, and I think this guy's going to shit the bed because I've seen it all the time. So I'm going to take Seattle, and I think they're going to have a tough time covering Metcalf because Metcalf from the fucking corners and safeties has like 3 feet on all of them. So I think they're going to have a hard time.
Make a catch anymore. I seen that guy drop a couple balls last week.
Yeah,
I'm like, he was open.
Yeah, okay. Well, keep thinking that. It's not going to happen every time.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's our show for the week. I'd like to really thank Jose and Barbosa, especially Jose, for going at it with me. I think the show's a lot better when we have disagreements. So I'd like to thank him a lot for that, especially when he has crazy hair, because it makes him look a little nutty when he's talking to me. So really makes it extra good. Barbosa, as usual, your Colts talk makes him angrier, so that's good. Keep it coming.
Reese, I'm not angry.
Reese, we got to get Jose a gel sponsor, bro.
Oh my God, this is the best. That hair is the best. He stopped wearing hats, all of a sudden it makes him look crazy.
What are you talking about,
when
bro?
He gets mad now, it looks extra good now.
Chia pet.
That's right.
Barbosa, shut up, you Mr. Clean over there. Can't even go
I know.
Where's the ball? There we go.
Yeah, there's the fucking ball spot over there. What are you fucking
buddy, don't hate.
growing hairs on the side? Yeah, don't hate.
Don't hate.
At least I have fucking hair. I don't give a fuck. Even if it looks fucking Mr. Clean over there, never mind.
I don't care,
Barbosa,
bro.
Please.
Who needs hair? Who needs hair?
Who needs hair?
I wake up in the morning.
All of a sudden,
I don't have to worry about combs or nothing.
Yeah, I know. Me neither. I don't give a fuck about combs. Look, this is my comb. Look, see, even better. Look, but fantastic.
We're gonna have a hot ending here, guys, because we're gonna run out of time. But for the month of North Andrew Reese, this is my boys. We'll see you next week on the Reese Report. And hit my music.
Fuck the Colts.
Yeah, fuck your Niners.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose this week.
Fuck them, okay?
Oh,
Packers,
I can't wait to come in next week's show.
Oh, here we go. Packers. Relax. Calm down. Your boy Mixon's gonna run all over them, bro. Never